The trial is almost over. After 2.5 years, this is almost all over, and it's possible as early as tomorrow we'll know if Conrad Murray is going to be convicted for the death of Michael Jackson. Now, let's talk about what happened today. I listen to things, I don't watch the trial, I listen to it, and I listen to it while being interrupted, so I hear things out of context. But some of the things that jumped out at me, my convoluted, death hoax-oriented brain, was that in the afternoon I heard Chernoff say, "Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain." Part of this death hoax has been a clue, like a direction pointer. The Liberian girl video was shot where Michael Jackson invited all these celebrities to do a video, and they're all waiting around, and they didn't know that he was behind a curtain filming them. And he became known as the man behind the curtain. So when I heard, "Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain," I wish I could see what's going on. Where? And I also heard, well, I didn't hear this. Somebody texted me that he said everybody's up making Murray out to be the villain as if this was a TV show or a movie. And then this morning, Mr. Walgren, who did such a fabulous job this morning, yay, Mr. Walgren, he said, he reminded us of things that have been consistent in the death hoax. He reminded us that Michael Jackson wanted to do film. He wanted to direct. That Kenny Ortega had said he was all excited on June 24th because the illusion was to begin on June 25th. And that he reminded us that Randy Phillips said on June 24th when he was saying goodbye to Michael Jackson said, "Thanks for getting me this far, I'll take it from here." And then this was just a freaky little thing that I heard when I was listening to Conrad Murray's recording where he was being interviewed by the police detective. He said he went to the bathroom to relieve himself of urine, and he also emptied Michael Jackson's urine that he had put in jugs overnight. I could swear he said the word jugs. And wouldn't a doctor have said emptied the bags of urine rather than emptied the urine he put in jugs overnight? Which just brought me back to that whole weird Arnold Klein thing, I think it was about a year ago, where he said something like Michael Jackson pees wherever he wants to, and that was a big thing in the news for a couple weeks there. So, all in all, I still think, my head was flashing neon lit death hoax over and over and over again today. On another note, a couple days ago, I made it to, it was like Tuesday, right? I made it to the courthouse on my lunch just in time for the Jacksons to be walking out, and Mrs. Jackson looked beautiful. She was wearing this long reddish colored dress, wine colored dress, and she got into her car, and they left, and then they came back. She wanted some of the signs, some of the posters that the fans had been holding, because they're really nicely made, and there's beautiful pictures of Michael Jackson in there. And it was just very moving that she wanted some of these posters. And just one last other little weird thing that went off in my brain today was Mr. Chernoff used the word Genesis. Who uses the word Genesis? I don't know. I mean, not many people use the word Genesis. And he said something like, "Let's go back to the genesis of when this all began," or whatever he said. And the only other person I know that uses the word Genesis is B. Howard. He uses it in his Twitter, B. Howard Genesis, and his album is called Genesis.